Ambassador John Bass just returned to Tbilisi after a 2-day trip to western Georgia. He began his trip at the opening of the National Animal Health Conference in Batumi.
And this is part of the ongoing effort to help Georgia fully integrate into the United States, Euro-Atlantic structures. We look forward to continuing this cooperation.
His next stop was at the grand opening of Batumi's Center for Civic Engagement, the 8th of these USAID-funded centers to open in Georgia. The purpose of the centers is to provide a place political parties, civil society organizations, the media, and the people can meet to discuss issues of importance to the citizens of Georgia.
We think it's important that citizens have a place where they can come together and meet to talk about issues and think about possible solutions and hopefully interact with officials from government. And what we discovered as we were talking to people inside government, but especially outside government over the last 2 years, one of the big obstacles in lots of communities was the absence of a public space where interested citizens could get together and just talk and think about possible solutions.
Later that day, Ambassador Bass met with members of the Ajaran media who attended a roundtable at Batumi's Press Cafe for a conversation with the ambassador. Before departing the city, he also paid a visit to Governor Varshalamidze in his office in Batumi's center.
We talked a bit about economic development, about some of the ongoing infrastructure development here in the city. We talked a little bit about the same topic that featured in the discussion at the Center for Civic Engagement earlier today, which is how to balance in a public debate the concerns about economic development, the importance of economic development with concerns about doing it in a way that protects the environment.
On April 4th, Ambassador Bass visited Poti, where he gave an interview to Ninth Wave and IPN. One of their questions had to do with the ambassador's opinion on the role of regional broadcasters.
Let's say restrictions in terms of what's available nationally to voters. I think that makes the role of regional broadcasters in Georgia even more important, and particularly in this election year. And that's one of the reasons why we have invested resources in helping Parliament develop the capability to interact with regional broadcasters through a communication center in Parliament. And some majoritarian members have been very interested in taking advantage of that capability to be present and be involved in discussions and debates with a broadcaster from their electoral districts. And a number of them have not. And frankly, in this era of modern direct diplomacy where communicating with your voters is so important, I have to say I've been surprised at the number of majoritarian parliamentarians who don't seem to be interested in taking advantage of that opportunity.
Before leaving Poti, he also visited the American Monolith Cold Storage Facility, one of Poti's many industrial facilities and an important economic link between Georgia and the U.S. Finally, Ambassador Bass stopped in Kutaisi to attend a roundtable at the Center for Civic Engagement with local civil society leaders. The group discussed election legislation and the campaign environment, and at times the conversation was very lively. The ambassador explained afterwards to the press why the embassy is already interested in election-related activities in the regions.
But we're also very interested in observing what's happening even before that campaign period starts. And in that spirit, it's important for us to be out in the regions, talking to people who live here and are experiencing the environment themselves.
Ambassador Bass and the U.S. Embassy thank everyone who hosted us and with whom we met, and the ambassador looks forward to his next trip outside the capital.